Alright, so I'm going to pick up with the problem that I left off with this morning. I had a request to work out this problem and problems similar to this. So I'm doing an example from homework 7a, question 12. It says, given the function g of x equals negative 6x squared minus 2x plus 6, find g of x plus h minus g of x all over h. So in this situation, it does get a little confusing of what's getting plugged in for what, but basically we have g of x plus h. So when we see this, we're going to be plugging in x plus h whenever into this function, whenever we see an x. And then when I see the function g of x, I'm just going to plug in this whole thing. So I'll show you, because I don't have space, I'm going to work it out up here. So g of x plus h means that I'm going to plug in x plus h wherever I see x in this function, because I'm finding g of x plus h. So I have negative 6. Instead of x, I'm going to put x plus h squared minus 2 times x plus h plus 4. So this is g of x plus h, where I just took g of x, and instead of x, I put x plus h. So now I'm going to do minus g of x, which g of x is this function right here. Now since I'm subtracting this whole thing, I am going to use parentheses. So I'm doing minus negative 6x squared minus 2x plus 4. And that's all for the numerator, and then I'm dividing everything just by h. So now, of course, it's just a matter of simplifying, combining like terms, and trying to get this as simple as we can. So I'm going to do some work up here. I need to multiply x plus h times x plus h because it's squared. I'll give myself a little more room. So I get x squared plus, I'm going to have 2 xh, because I'm going to have xh and then xh, and then I have plus h squared. So this is going to get plugged in here, and I'm also going to distribute this 6 through. So I'll go ahead and do that in this next step. So this equals, I'm going to distribute the 6, negative 6 here as I rewrite. So I have negative 6x squared minus 12xh plus, sorry, that would be a minus 6h squared. Now moving back up here, I'm going to distribute this negative 2. So I get negative 2x minus 2h, then I have a plus 4. And then here, I'm going to distribute this negative all throughout. So I get plus 6x squared plus 2x minus 4. And this is still all over h. Now I'm going to go through and cancel or combine anything that I can. Over here I have a negative 6x squared, and here I have a positive 6x squared. Those are going to cancel each other out. Then I have negative 2x and a positive 2x. Those will also cancel. Here I have a plus 4 and a minus 4, which cancel each other out. So it looks that like all I'm left with is this negative 12xh, negative 6h squared, and a negative 2h on top. So I'll rewrite this as negative 6h squared minus 12xh minus 2h all over h. And if you look, we actually can factor out an h because every single thing, every term has an h. So I'm going to factor that out. So I get, actually I can divide it out because it's also in the denominator. So when I divide everything by h, I get negative 6h minus 12x minus 2, which is my final answer.